But yeah, he's not a pro wrestler. He shouldn't have been part of this at all.
Rob Van Dam!
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, busy day for the haters.
Yes, very busy day. Like I told Rob off air here, I made a post on Reddit to promote the podcast, and lots of Redditors did not like me even promoting it on Reddit. What was being said? So
easy, yeah. So I'm drinking a coffee, and it's Vegas, and it's hot. So if I start sweating, it ain't because I'm sweating these people of low substance. We call them poles. It's a new term you're going to hear me say here. Now, a lot of basic thinkers are poles, and poles are basic thinkers, but they don't have to be both, because a basic thinker can only think about like one thing on their mind at a time, not two different things, right?
yes,
Like, for instance, I want to start out by saying best wishes to fucking Psycho Stu Smith.
yes, absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
Hopefully, he will regain his health and do it quickly. That's a shame. He definitely didn't deserve what happened to him. Now, if you're wondering if you're a basic thinker, if you thought that me saying that was somehow hypocritical because my text said that I back Raja, then you are one of the basic thinkers that can't understand how those can both be true in the same universe. I'm not picking a side. If I did, I'm not even saying it would be Raja's. All I'm saying, it's like when JR said that Vince was looking ugly, and then he said, well, that's the pot calling the kettle black. One has nothing to do with the other, right? So I'm not saying that this guy Stu deserved what happened to him by saying that I got Raja's back. So when I wrote that on Twitter X, I hadn't seen all the hate that this kid's got. I'd seen that he was really taking over YouTube. All the videos were talking about it. He had a lot of hate there, but I hadn't seen like all the comments. And I don't think that would have changed, because when I watched everything, and when I say that I have his back, I'm not saying I'm going to stand back to back and fight a crowd of fucking a million people that are trying to lynch him. What I'm saying is I see the pathway that he took that led to what happened. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees what happened, but with basic thinkers, you have to wonder and assume they're probably taking out some facts, because RVDology tells us there's always a bigger picture.
Right.
Always. And there's a bigger picture than I know. And maybe when we go over and break it down, maybe you'll learn some stuff you didn't know. I'm sure that Psycho Stu knows more than I did, and we'll get that I do now, and we'll get to that as well. We're gonna break everything down. So best wishes. That was fucking brutal. It did look very violent. There could definitely be some serious damage from something like that. First off, and I'm only saying this to open up some minds out there. If Psycho Stu would have hit him with the can in the back, and I don't know if he knew it was coming or not. The story out there is that Raja didn't know that he was going to get hit with a can. The way he reacted kind of looked like he didn't know he was going to get hit with it. If that is the story, then let me just pose this question. If Raja would have punched Stu in the mouth right then, how many people would then say, well, then that's fair, then he deserved it? Because I do agree to Bob Holly it and then wait until you're in the ring and, expecting cooperation to do it isn't the right move. But if anybody said, well, you know what, if he didn't expect it and someone hit him with a can and he punched him in the mouth, I think I would have been all right with that. Let me ask you this. What if that one punch would have knocked dude out? He hit the back of his head. The punch knocked his teeth in, and he's laying on his back, unconscious, and he's choking on his blood and teeth from one punch that was delivered immediately after the crack. Does that change anything? Because I watch so many videos of people that die from one punch or even a push. Sometimes, it's as much as a push, and someone either hits the back of their head or something crazy happens, and they end up dying, if not being paralyzed from it. I want to present that scenario out there because it seems to be accepted by everyone in the IWC that the hitting with a can, if he truly didn't know anything about it, wasn't a big deal. And this might be a case where the wrestling fans are going to tell me how it works in the wrestling business. Some of them might want to write in and tell me what a receipt is, like, what do I know? But the wrestling dressing room is not an environment where somebody could go up to somebody that they don't know and hit them in the head with a can without them knowing it. Okay. Now, can you imagine like me with a chair in the dressing room, just looking like, hey, you're a wrestler, crack, and smacking them in the head with it? That would not be acceptable. I wouldn't do, and a lot of people are like, well, there's a big difference between a little tap, and a lot of people want to call it a prop can. I don't know. But a lot of people, if they think, well, a chair smashed to the head's a lot different. Is it? I mean, is it by the law? Is it if you're out on the street? If you're on the sidewalk and you see, I don't know, let's say a gang of 4 black hood-looking dudes coming out from an album store or whatever, you go crack one of them on the head with that can. Do you think they're going to think, well, at least it wasn't a chair smash to the face? I mean, that wasn't that big of a deal, because just being a wrestler doesn't make it okay. I can tell you this. I wouldn't expect, even the wrestlers that I know that are friends of mine, I wouldn't expect to be able to go up to them without them knowing, bam, and crack a can without them at least smacking me. Right. And now you're talking about someone that's not your friend, someone that you're seething over. As a matter of fact, someone that you're boiling over for the whole time, and you're thinking, this guy's trying to make me look like a bitch, right? So let's start at the beginning, okay? Right, so Raja doesn't know shit about wrestling. That's what I understand. I heard it from him saying on the stream before he gets to the event. He says, my boy's got this wrestling event. I'm going to go and support. I don't know shit about wrestling, and I believe him. He says he's got concussion symptoms. His head is really fucking with him a lot, and he's been having an upset stomach. This is something that a lot of the haters want to blow off. They don't believe concussion symptoms are real, but they want to say I got CTE, and that's why I put that post out. I don't know if they're trying to be funny, but you can't have it both ways. He's concussed, and I don't know the guy. He doesn't seem like he's this sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah. He doesn't seem attuned to things,
Yeah. And I watched another video of him and his dad, and I love Rampage. I'm definitely not burying him, but it looks like a hard love kind of relationship. And
a very different dynamic of father and son that you're not used to seeing, I think, right?
Yeah, and it looks like the kid really wants the approval of his dad, that he's tough, that he's a heterosexual man, and there's a lot of pressure there, and I can see that.
Sure.
And so anyway, he's got a concussion. When we see the can smash thing, we talked about that. I don't know, like this. How
you want me to play it, Rob? I have it.
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay. Here's the can smash, everybody.
Okay.
You know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Oh, you don't sell it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
All right, so there was the can shot right there.
And leading up to that, what you didn't play was, he's talking to a couple guys, and then he's asking, "Where's so and so?" And then that guy said, "You don't need to worry about him. You just need to worry about Psycho.
Yeah.
I'm right here." And he's like, "Who the fuck are you? You don't know who I?" That's what was going on there, which it looks like it would be like a setup kind of thing, and obviously Stu thought it was set up. They both look very set up to me separately. It looks like Stu was set up, and it also looks like Raja was completely set up by everybody the whole day, and so that's what we're going to cover. So yeah, why on earth would anybody go up and hit somebody? And all the comments I've seen are like, "Oh, well, he thought he was another pro wrestler, so it was okay." That's not the fucking way it works.
No.
I
know too, Rob. If I were just some random guy and I'm like, the drunk, he might have been drunk, Stu. Like, I'm not gonna say either way, but either way, if I'm to get hit in the head with a can and I don't expect it coming,
and you don't know the guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get heated.
It's fucking Rampage Jackson's son. Who's gonna do that?
Right. And like, I'm not by all means defending Raja at all, but I just know if somebody randomly hit me in the head with a can, thinking even if I'm in on wrestling and I know what the stakes are, I'm gonna be like kind of pissed because I didn't see that coming whatsoever. We didn't talk about that. We didn't go over that or anything.
And we've talked about what it's like to be passive at the moment and that eats you up inside. And you're, God, I should have done this. I should have done that. Yeah. Fuck, man, I'm acting like a bitch. Why did I let him get away with that? And obviously, there's a lot of that took place inside Raja's head. So I'm going to assume that Stu thought that Raja knew he was going to do that. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. And maybe Raja did know, and then Raja decided, fuck that, or maybe because he got hit in the head and he was already concussed, maybe he forgot he was doing a skit. I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense that a guy just went up and did that without knowing somebody and thought it was okay because he's a pro wrestler. And that's the story that's out there. They end up making an agreement, shaking hands. From what I understand, Raja only accepted the apology reluctantly when they told him that he could get him back.
Right. I have the handshake.
Raja's not a wrestler. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know how the business works. He said he doesn't watch it. He's not into it. And they're telling him, you can get him back. Black Pearl, that's the dude I see, Rikishi's cousin, sitting there. Saying, okay, yeah. Oos. Oos, we're always working. He thinks we're always working, right? You're going to be able to get your licks back. And he's saying right there, okay, as long as I get my licks back. And then he's in the front row on his phone, and everyone is, talking shit to him, stirring him up. You guys, whoever was watching the live stream, are fucking telling him, "Oh, you're a pussy. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit." And in his mind, they've already told him to go in there and get him back for real. Mm-hmm. That's in his mind. He says it. We hear him say while he's sitting there in the front row, he says, "They told me to keep punching until they pull me off. And I'm going to punch him as many times as I can, man. Fuck that. I'm going to hit as many times as I can, whether he hits me back or not. And I hope he does." He says that. He says that.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to play the handshake, Rob?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm assuming everyone has seen this a million times.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure people have. Here's the handshake. Let me Cut it to her.
I didn't know. I thought you were I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
You know what I'm saying, Oz? We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your mat so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Well, now you just involved fucking Rampage himself, because
There's the clip there, the handshake.
So it looks like Raja is under the impression he's going to get his receipt, get his. And by the way, I keep reading everywhere. Receipt is supposed to be equal. Let me tell you something when it comes to that. There's something in legal terms that's called like a proportionate response, right? I got asked about that when I was in court with G. Douche. The guy attacked me. Of course, he's going to get more beat up than me. And his lawyer's like, are you familiar with appropriate or proportionate response? And that means that in defending yourself, from that angle, you're supposed to do the same amount of damage. But are you telling me if you have a gun on you and I come at you with a knife, you're not going to shoot me? Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense in theory as much as it does just to try to win a conversation a lot of times. True, what he did was way out of proportionate, he meaning Raja, by, pummeling this guy's face in for getting the crack. Definitely, but in his mind, he is like, man, I'm going to beat this guy's ass. And I can tell you, I don't get there very often. But if you've convinced me that we're fighting and you've crossed that line, sportsmanship is out. I'm fighting to survive at that point. And that's not the same thing because he's in the ring and the guy's expecting him to work. But I'm just trying to explain because a lot of people that are giving their comments maybe have never been in a fight or they don't understand. And one thing that they bring up is they say that he should have been, any trained martial artist would know to quit hitting somebody once they're unconscious. And I know you got some footage of that too, even though we're going all out of order and shit from what we said we were.
You want me to play that, or I can wait on it if you want?
Play that. Play the march. This is, if you don't watch MMA, when you get on somebody and do what they call ground and pound, the idea is you don't stop until you're pulled off, because you could hit that guy 3 or 4 times. He could get up. It could cost you the whole fight. It could turn around and you end up on your ass. And so the thing is, you keep going even if they're unconscious. And if you've never seen that, we were, looking at a couple quick pick samples, and I think see if you can pull one up. And here's knocking the guy out and then pummeling him while he's unconscious.
And just so people know too, these are guys, MMA fighters that are legitimate and that have training and still are conscious of everything that's going on. And same with the referees. So they're all aware of the circumstances here, while Raja doesn't seem to be a fully stable person. So these are guys that are stable and knowing what they're doing here. So here, take a look. Well, there's the first example right there. This, Rob, I cut this one short, but this is the second clip.
The host is being dropped. This could be over. Huge shot from Josh Hogan.
And then here's that.
Yeah. So the thing about that, I've seen some comments that they would know not to keep hitting if those aren't returned. I counted in the high 20s unreturned punches from this guy, even though you don't show it. Mm-hmm. And in Raja's, they keep saying 20 or 20. He misses 4 or 5 of them.
Right. Here's the other one too, Rob.
Okay.
This is the third one that we have.
Heavy,
16 or 17
heavy right hand, a lot of power in that thing, and even though he can't move his hips, just being able to rear it back, he can bring a lot of power down on top of Darpinian. Yeah, those, see the elbow right there, those are the ones that you hear them when you're inside the cage. You'll hear this almost thumping of a baseball bat hitting something solid. it just alters your perception of a guy can only take so much of that. And that's what you're seeing right now with referee Jason Herzog.
And he may stop this fight.
I see you hear him yell, move.
So that's 23 shots right there, Rob. I counted.
Okay, so I counted 17 that landed.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not saying he didn't go too far, but
Absolutely,
I'm just comparisons in case somebody out there didn't think of that, you know. So there's that. Afterwards, you know, he's obviously pissed off, angry, screaming, you know. He doesn't realize like what he's done, you know. But what I'm saying is that he said from the beginning what he was going to do. He's doing what they told him to do, and that's it. Now, I think he's a fucking tool, and I think that they used him. I think, you know, the can thing happened, and then he was pissed. They said, no, relax. And they said, hey, you know, we're working. You'll be able to get him back in the ring. Get him, you know, you get him back. And then his buddy, which, you know, you didn't show here, but I think everyone has seen the footage. His buddy, AJ, with the cowboy hat, is telling him, you know, you remember what his receipt is, right? You know, you get him a receipt, make sure you tag him out there. If anyone's upset, I'll come out there. And so when he's out there, I know everybody in the IWC knows what it's like to be on somebody and be punching, especially if you're in a rage and seeing red, which if that's what the deal is, then he went psycho, and you know, and I'm not defending that. But what I am saying is that who knows even what he's able to tell at that point. When he's on top of them, boom, 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 and they're trying to pull him off. When I'm going to try and get in as many as I can, like I said, fuck this guy. Like, he might not be like, oh, this guy's unconscious, and if I wasn't moving his head, he'd be holding still. He might not know that. And
he lost it. It looks like he lost it. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing there, basically. It's rage. It's all rage and anger taken out on it. Like,
but what I'm saying is what level of experience do you have to have before you can tell if somebody is when you're on top of them and you're hitting them and the ref isn't able to get you off of them? At what point of experience do you have the expertise to know, you know, like, hey, you know what, if I stop, this guy's not a threat anymore. You don't even take the chance when you're competing. You don't want to take the chance. Sometimes you do. Once in a while, somebody will go to hit him, and then they'll do something really respectful, baby face it. That's great, but it's also above and beyond what I think is reasonable to expect fighters to do when they're trained to not take that chance and keep going. Now, again, I think Roger was a tool, and I think that he was used and set up. I think from the beginning, they told him, dude, it's cool. Go in there, fucking get him back, kick his ass. And then he said the whole time that's what he's going to do. The only thing he ever said to make me think any different was at one point he was like, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do yet, like when he was still thinking. But in his mind and then on the phone talking to everybody and stuff, he's saying, I'm going to get up there and fucking kick his ass. And he thinks that Stu is ready for him to kick his ass. They've agreed upon it. The kid seems, you know, a little bit slow on the uptake, and I'm just saying I see what happened. They set him up, and he said from the beginning, "This is what I'm going to do," and they pushed him out there, pushed him out there in the ring, and said, "Yeah, do it, do it, do it."
You're thinking in too, all this backlog of him, and later on we see after the fact how he's still raging out, and he's like, everybody thinks I'm a bitch, and everybody's saying all this stuff. That was all pent up anger that's been fueled throughout that evening too. At the same time, where he feels like he needs to prove himself that he's, you know, a bigger man and everything to that effect. The guy is not stable. Like it was, and like him being perpetuated to think that this is what is okay to do and give his receipt, quote unquote, even though he's not a wrestler, and to just lay into the guy. This was all like I don't know if it was orchestrated, but it was certainly perpetuated. in that regard. And like that's the unfortunate aspect of it all, where it's just like, Stu was the innocent party in all of this, where all that shit gets out. It got out of hand really, really bad. And I see people in the chat here just saying like, oh, well, this is like, ways to get clicks. It's not ways to get clicks or none of that shit. Look, this is what we were talking about. And
show that tweet that we were going to show first.
Sure. Yeah. The first thing here. Yeah.
This is something that I got.
Yes.
Not tuning in, but actively thinking less of you. If you got a legit reason, say it in the same breath. But this looks like attention seeking for clicks, and I never thought I'd see this day. Bro, Gaetano, let me explain something to you. You're not doing an impromptu interview with me last night. 2, you're literally responding to me saying, I'm looking forward to having this discussion tomorrow on this platform that we have set up to have this discussion. And you're saying, no, I hate you. Dude, they're so quick to hate. So let me say this. The polls, people of low substance, these are fans that are like, you're a piece of shit. Because my opinion is different than theirs. They go after Katie. They fuck your whole career and everything you stand for. Trust me, you people don't have any substance if someone having a different opinion than you turns them into a piece of shit. So of course I don't mind losing you. You're not even like real people. I mean, I would never try to gain your acceptance and try to have you as my people. You have no substance. And people that don't have substance don't recognize substance. People that don't have integrity in their life, they don't recognize integrity. So it bothers the hell out of them. They don't realize why I'm not getting canceled, and they just don't get it. Well, one guy said, this is not the hill to die on. This ain't a hill. I'm not even stubbing my toe on this one. This is just RVD telling everybody, don't be afraid to have your opinion if it's different, even though they're all going to bully and troll you, because they're all stupid anyway, or else they would realize that it's okay to have an opinion that's different than theirs. And everything that I've said on this podcast so far, I would say it again if we went back and talked over it again. So, you're not my people if you have so little substance that a little drop of water fucking makes you all wet. And you're like chameleons and you'll be a different color. You probably already changed your mind just during this program, because that's how low substance you are.
And people are saying too that Raj is not a kid. No, technically he's not a kid, but
Sure
your
acts
brain
like
isn't fully, your brain isn't even fully developed until you're 25 years old as a male.
26.
25 or 26, and he's like, I think he's only 25.
You're
and
right.
So, and like, look, so I mean, he doesn't have the full mentality or capacity that other people do.
Something I noticed was, and I said that to Katie too when we were talking earlier, man, he sure does act a lot younger. Like when on the other videos too, like when he's talking to his dad, hanging around, and they're joking around and everything. He seems, like he's a lot younger. And I feel like I was too. Like when I think about me being 25 and I think back to my perspective, my mindset, man, I feel like I was a little kid, Right. I don't remember if I felt like I was at the time, but I probably did, but I know I acted like it.
And like, that's not, and I'm not defending Raja whatsoever. I honestly think he should go to jail. Like I really do. But it's like, I don't, like, he is 25. He's not fully developed. He's got, it looks like mental issues in a lot of ways, and a lot of insecurities that he needs to get out, maybe see a therapist, something to that effect. So, but for people to be like, oh, he's not a kid. He is a kid. He's a kid. He's a dumb kid. And he did a really, really dumb, awful thing. Like, awful.
But yeah, I mean, that is debatable at 25. And man, let me ask you this. And I mean, I'm definitely no legal expert. What do you think the charge would be for him to go to jail?
Like how many years you think I should?
No, I'm saying it would have to be some kind of aggravated
battery,
assault,
or an
aggressive case of assault, like maybe maybe attempted murder. I don't know, but something aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in the wrestling ring, it's like so many times a fan comes in and then the wrestlers beat the shit out of the fan, right? And it's like the shoes on the other foot. They beat the shit out of the fan. Usually everyone wants to get a shot in there because they're offended that the fan came in. Also, we've talked about this a lot. You know, back in the day, if you weren't in the business, and usually sometimes even on the show, you don't come in the dressing room, you know.
Right.
And just the whole blurring that line that they do, I think that bit him in the ass. That's what they're trying to do is blur the lines in really sloppy ways, you know. I mean, no one's smarting the kid up, the 25-year-old kid, and he was obviously a psycho with anger issues, and they fucking the whole time said, fuck yeah, don't worry, you're gonna get him back, man. Do what you want, take liberties. What you know, boom, this is your time.
Rob, do you think too, a lot of the time, like that clip that we were watching, I have the clip of that kid that's talking about the legal matters of it all. I have that too. Remember that 2-minute clip you were telling me about? I did clip that up too. But he was also talking about how a lot of those guys seem to maybe like just speculating that they did not like Stu or had something against Stu. A lot of the wrestlers there. Do you think that might have been part of the case, or where do you kind of?
I didn't understand that part at all. I didn't. I can't really back that one up. You know.
Yeah. No, it's hard to kind of get a gauge for that too. I just don't think it was right for like AJ Mon to be like, oh yeah, give him a receipt and hey, you're gonna and like not coach.
A lot of people want to see him go to jail as well.
Yeah. Well, did you see he made a comment too that he was he said he was in character? That was his excuse
when he said okay.
So here's his quote. I have the quote here. This is AJ Mana. He posted this on his Facebook, I believe. I want to take a moment to address the recent incident at Knock X Pro. First and foremost, my thoughts are with Psycho Stu and his family. No one ever wants to see a fellow performer get seriously hurt. Then he said, there's been a lot of speculation online about my role that night. The truth is, I was in character and speaking in the language of wrestling. Everything I said was part of the show, and I never intended or encouraged real harm. This was a situation that unfortunately got out of hand due to miscommunication behind the scenes. Wrestling is built on trust, respect, and protecting each other in the ring. That's what I stand for, and anyone who has worked with me knows that. I respect the business. I respect the fans. I respect the performance who step in between the ropes. I hope we can focus on Stu's recovery, making sure something like this never happens again. So that's what he had to say. I find that hard to believe. I think he was kind of placating to Raja's, plights and stuff like that in a lot of ways. But yeah, so that's what AJ had.
One thing I agree on, it was miscommunication.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that Raja knew the whole time he was going to go in there and beat dude's ass. He told them that's what he was going to. They told him to do that. They all agreed upon it, and then he went and did it.
Right.
Did he take it too far? Yeah, he took it too far. He's definitely got anger issues, but I see the pathway of how we got there, and for people to not see that, I don't know. Just hopefully, maybe we told them a couple of things that they didn't know. Or if not, then it's okay to have a different opinion. And Dom, you don't have to agree with me ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you're a piece of shit and start going after your family just because you don't agree with me. That I have substance. And that must, by the way, I started saying that must bother people so much that don't understand why you don't get canceled, because they want to say like, oh, he's trying to stay relevant, and they must hate it when they see me on TV, like in the crowd getting the loudest pops, because what do they tell themselves then? You know what I mean? That was some Bobby Fulton shit. I know what it's like to lose your popularity and your star to fall from the sky. I haven't been around him in so long, I don't remember what he sounds like now.
That's pretty good still, I think. it holds up. Oh, my God. Some of the chat is just it's ridiculous.
I didn't figure we'd have a lot of haters since it's our show, but do we? I mean,
we got a pretty good amount of haters in here. Yeah, we got a pretty good amount of haters coming in here.
Yeah, because then you got to to sign up and just to try to bring someone's energy down makes you a troll and a shitty person.
Well, you know what, too? And guys, how is this not a miscommunication? It's clearly a miscommunication, no matter which way you shake it. These people did not communicate well with Raja about what the situation was. If they communicated with him well, he wouldn't have even been in the ring, ultimately, because he's not a wrestler. And if he's heated up and fired up like that, he's going to take liberties. And he did. I don't know. So,
shouldn't have been there. Yeah.
Shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there at all.
That they're talking to him, giving him a spot. He's not a wrestler. And that's just, I mean, you always know, I'm always against that because, what we do takes a lot. And look, takes coordination too.
Matthews Thomas says, I'm losing money. Matthew, I don't have money to begin with, so how can I lose money? Thanks.
Wait, Wolvie in 4 says RVD may never get Hall of Fame if he doesn't change course on supporting Raja, the guy who attempted to murder Skylo Stu. Don't worry, I'm already in Wolverine. Hall of Fame 2021. So
people, I don't get it. Jeez. Oh man, this is some fun stuff. Thomas says took for me to grow a spine. Okay, I'll note that. The hate on here is it's just good. It's continuing on here. It's good. Do you want me to play what that kid had to say too, Rob? The kid with the lawyer mom.
Well, yeah. See what you clipped out of it, because I know that was where I learned that he was told to keep hitting him until he was pulled off.
Right. So this is what he had to say. This is from the 7-minute mark to the 9:45 mark. So this is a 2.5 minute clip here. So, but you can tell me if to stop it whenever. Here it is.
It's gonna be used. My mom was preferencing this video the most, man. Listen to this video.
Tell you guys this. They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you.
What he says there is the part that I don't want to say seals the deal, but it just makes it that much harder because we already have evidence of the fighters, telling him just get your receipt. We have evidence that Psycho Stu understands that when Roger Jackson gets in the ring, he's gonna hit him for real. And how we know that Psycho Stu, we can make that implications because when this guy came to his face and was like, "Listen, you could apologize, but at the end of the day, he's still gonna come in during your match." Now, when a wrestler hears that, they're not gonna be like, "Oh, he's gonna come in during my match just to fake hate me," because the way this guy gave the warning, it wasn't giving a vibe like, "Oh yeah, he's just gonna come to the match and fake wrestle me." It was giving the vibe that, "Listen, you could apologize, bro, but he's still gonna come in during your match."
I get it.
Still, we're gonna work it out. Well, he's gonna come out on your match. I know you keep thinking we're working.
So he's like, yeah, still, you can apologize. You still come out during your match. So you can keep thinking we're working, but still, you got to understand, which is, I don't know why they don't like Psycho Stu. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have information behind the scenes, but that's from what I'm hearing. Psycho Stu 100% understood that when Raja got in the ring, there was going to be some kind of receipt. And then this part right here, which is really bad, is that we can make the implication that Roger Jackson was told he was gonna get pulled off of Psycho Stu. I'm gonna show a portion of the video just to prove a point, but listen, let me just play one more time what he said because, like I said, this is very important.
Told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
Right there was just a warning. I wish one of the wrestling company were listening to a stream. Honestly, because this is just horrible. He just said, well, we know they're going to pull him off, but then he said, I'm going to hit him as much times as I want, trust me, or as I can. It's crazy,
No, they didn't tell me to fake him. They said I could hit him for real.
That's true.
Yeah, they allowed me to hit him for real.
That's all true as well.
If he hits me back for real, I don't give a fuck. I want him to.
And so it's just him being pretty much having that MMA mindset. Listen, I don't care if he hits me back. He knows I'm going to go in there. I'm going to hit him for real. They said I could do it, which is just horrible. And that I'm going to address my next point of view, which is also important in this situation too, this is why I also think he might not get a lot of time. So firstly, we know that Roger Jackson attacked him, but he's awake now. That's this is my boy Wade Plem. He's talking about it. He's awake. He has multiple broken bones in his face, though, and missing teeth. I have a gut feeling that since Psycho Stu didn't know about the situation and didn't know that, I guess, one of his peers are supposed to pull him off, that he's gonna put a lot of the blame. He might be like, you know what? I really hope he doesn't do this, but I feel like he's going to say something along the lines of he understood what was going to happen, but he was banking on his peers to pull him off, which is going to take a little bit of the blame off of Roger Jackson individually and kind of put the blame on his peers. And if he goes back and watches the videos like what I'm seeing, it's going to almost, especially the AJ Mana video, is giving like, bro, his peers wanted him to get that lick. Like they really wanted him to get his face punched in. That's what the vibe it gives, you know? So
there's the segment I took out there, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as per their stuff. Yeah, who knows, like, about the legalities of it all and everything like that. Like, from the surface, yeah, it looks like he should go to jail. I think he should go to jail. But how the legal situation all plays out, you just don't. Like, there could be some loopholes through it all, too, Rob. But, yeah. Crazy.
I don't know. It just, from what I can see, they all agreed to it.
Mm-hmm. That's it, too, right?
They all agreed to it, and it seems like Raj was the weakest link, as far as not being able to think differently for himself. Because he's part of this community. Y'all got to think alike and have the same opinion.
Right.
What happens? See what you're breeding? You don't even know.
Oh, jeez. What else? Oh, I'll hit some super chats. Let's see. Somebody just contributed $2 for me to say. Sloth, thank you though. He says, throw the jet hat at, get your Bills, R.I.P. Sabu. I'd like the Bills actually, so but I shouldn't as a Jets fan, but I do like the Bills. And then Mr. Owen just says RVD. Hey. So thanks for the $2.
Yeah, Mr. Owen.
Yeah. Lady Nisa. Oh, Lady Nisa, member for 2 months. Thank you. The problem is
members just for 2 months now.
Yeah.
That flies.
That does fly. The problem is nobody took the fact that Raja was a trained MMA fighter who had the potential to do this seriously before letting him participate. Exactly. And he didn't know what it was good. He doesn't know the full context of it all, too. He's not a wrestler. And then we have Lady Nisa again. Thanks for the $5. You can't mix pro wrestlers and MMA fighters like that. So this is exactly what happens. Unless they know what they're doing, which, clearly Raja did,
Like we said, there was a lot of miscommunication because I heard them telling him to do what he did, and I heard him agreeing to it, making the deal, and then looking forward to it all night, and then doing it, and then afterwards, everyone's, surprised that he did what he said he was going to do all night.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's it.
It would have been hard to predict, though, that he was gonna, go that hard. Like I watch fights on Instagram a lot, and a lot of them are, in other countries, in the streets and stuff. And it'll be like 1-on-1. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of the guys' buddies. Sometimes it's here too in this country, but then they'll all like jump on him. And the guys, when he's knocked out, they're kicking him in the face hard as they can. Bam, bam, over and over. I'm always like, dude can't protect himself at all. He's just sleeping and, getting his face crushed in. And it's almost like the coup de grace, the shot, when you shoot in movies or whatever, when someone is shot and they come over next to him and put the gun to their head just to make sure, boom, and they give that last bullet. It's called the coup de grace.
Is that what coup de grace means?
Yes, sir.
I did not know that. About that.
It's very similar, I think, when they're out and you're like, fuck that, doing some damage. Which it's crazy for people that don't fight to think that they would know where to draw the line. I mean, sometimes, too brutal is brutal, psychotic. But for people that don't fight at all, they think like, let me tell you something. If I was attacked, like not in the ring or anything like that, but if I'm like walking down the street and say someone attacks me, then, if they swing a couple of times and miss and I hit them once and they go down, I do not feel obligated to, okay, that's fair. I need to stop now. Fuck that. That dude took my health, my well-being, and gambled with it and risk and tried to hurt me and fucking, so I can't make it home tonight. Like, fuck that guy. I would definitely stay on him. And for people to not even ever been in that position to think that they know, like, well, equal equal, he slapped you, just slap him back. You're good. Walk away. Like that shit don't always work. And when there's feelings involved and shit, sometimes not only do you want to make sure that motherfucker don't get up, but also that he don't come back after you ever again.
Yeah, that's it too. Like you got to make yourself sure that like, and when you're in the streets and somebody attacks you like that, you have to make certain that they're not going to do it, right?
And again, that's a big difference between sports, competition, fighting, and then fighting for survival, which a lot of people I don't think know that there is a difference.
Right.
But when you're in MMA, like you got to get yourself in that mindset, especially the guys that are on top that have their whole career streak up till that point to lose, and they're all that momentum in there, and they got themselves convinced there's, losing is not an option. Those motherfuckers, they're fighting for survival, but there's some rules, they can't bite each other and shit like that. But in their mind, they're thinking they got to be thinking this guy's trying to take my fucking livelihood from me.
That's it.
Or my life.
Yeah. Rick Hayes, thanks for the $5. He says it's a work. Definitely wasn't a work.
There's that theory too.
Yeah. Steve Soleil. Good to see Steve again. Thanks for the $5. He says, thanks for always being one of a kind, Rob, and not giving a F about brain dead marks that all think alike. Never change, Rob.
Good to hear from you, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Ryan Woodridge, thanks for $2. Rob, did you ever wrestle Chainsaw Charlie in WWE?
No. Who is Chainsaw Charlie? I don't even know.
Terry Funk. It's Terry Funk.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
Was it like a Leatherface gimmick?
Basically, he wore pantyhose over his head, and then he came out with a chainsaw. It was all Terry Funk's idea. They wanted him to, I think, just come up with a gimmick, and he's like, I'm going to be Chainsaw Charlie, because there was Cactus Jack, and he came out with pantyhose on his head, and then came out with the chainsaw. It was all.
But Brian Lee was already doing that way back. Like,
was he Leatherface? Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
he was one of them. Tex Slazenger was Leatherface also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot he was a wrestler, even, Rob. Because that was the actor, right? That you worked with too.
No. You're thinking of Randall Tex Cobb. Tex Slazenger, Dennis Knight, Midian.
Oh, Midian.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, okay.
That's all that CTE and weed you got down.
That is, man. That's what's happening. No,
it's sad. It's sad. You're falling in front of us.
I am. Look at that, guys.
It's sad.
Too many hits to the head. I did get a concussion when I was in. Did I tell you this story? This is kind of a funny story. I got a concussion when I was in high school.
Ballet class?
Yeah, well, kind of. Basketball.
I don't think so.
I was okay. So this was senior year of high school. Practice just finished, and I'm a horrible basketball player. I just rode the bench the whole time, like I never played. But like, oh yeah, right. Thanks. So we go downstairs. There's a group shower and everything like that.
Where's this story going?
Watch out. So obviously I'm like 5'4", so I'm very short. And, we're all getting in the shower. I have the center who's like 6'4", Mark Caslow. Shout out to him. And there was a ball sitting in the shower stall, just hanging out like just a regular ball. So I took the ball and I threw it at one of my teammates, Mark, and I started running out of the shower. I slipped on the drain and hit my head off the concrete. Boom. I was out of it, man. Like, Mark, we're both naked, and he's way taller than I am. He helps me up naked. Marcus, my younger brother, is upstairs. He has to go get him.
Teabag you while he was picking you up?
I don't remember, Rob. He might have. I know, right? So he had to go. My younger brother had to go up there, and like I had to go to the hospital that night. This is before they knew a lot about concussions at this time too. Like, so it's like 2002-ish, And so like they're like, don't fall asleep, and I just keep repeating myself over and over. I go to the hospital. I miss school the next day. And so that was the only, knock on wood, the only concussion. It was pretty wild and kind of hilarious in a certain way.
How long did the symptoms last?
How long? Not long. Not long. They only lasted like overnight. By the next day, I felt pretty okay. But yeah, I didn't have too many symptoms after the fact. Like, I'm always curious. I was diagnosed with OCD, so I'm always curious if that elevated my OCD over the years or anything like that. But I don't know. Like, overall, I feel great. So,
Cool.
yeah.
You froze a couple times, so try not to do that.
Did I? Oh, I can't be doing that. You know what?
It's probably long-term effects.
That's the long-term effects of the concussion.
Yeah.
Rob, so I guess before we close out on this, I do want to say too that Stu is. They are going to look for I think their GoFundMe is getting set up for him. So if there's something that does happen, I'll be sure to share that out with everybody. And I know that big YouTube streamer, Mr. Beast, I think he's going to help him out too. So hopefully,
yeah. Who is that
guy? Mr. Beast is like, I guess he does video gaming stuff or something to that effect, where he like streams and stuff like that. A lot of like kids like and watch his streams and everything. He has a character on Fortnite and all this stuff. So he's pretty popular like with the younger demographic and everything. So what's up, Katie?
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. I just worked out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good job.
Cooking dinner now, doing my housewife stuff.
All right. How any baby checkups that happen?
Wednesday, we get to see him then.
All right.
I felt a kick for the first time, so that was pretty epic.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw your Facebook, I think it was, where the ultrasound thing, which was cool. The up close of.
Oh yeah. We'll get new ones Wednesday, and they've grown a lot since then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Heck yeah. Rob, I guess though, before we close out on this topic too, do you want to just lay it all out how you feel about the whole situation, just so people are just completely cognizant of it all? Or
I think that everybody agreed to what was about to happen, and there was miscommunication. Everyone had their different perspectives of what was to take place, and the fans are ridiculous. The fans are. I mean, it's the IWC, and that's what they're known for. But they're so quick to jump and hate for having a different opinion than them. Like, that's really all it is. They're not involved in this. I'm a wrestler, and I can tell you for sure, if I came into a dressing room, an indie show, and somebody like Stu, some indie guy, said, hey, you need to worry about me. And I said, what? And he cracked me over the head. Man, if I didn't pop him right then I would definitely be like, wait a minute. I got to go over there and fucking have a word with him. It'd be something. Like, I'm sure I would probably do it right away and think that I owed it to him. You know what I mean? Like, I think the fans think just because you're a pro wrestler that somehow that means that we do that to each other. Like, we hit each other with chairs because they play and pretend they're wrestlers, and they do that shit. So they probably think that's what we do, because as we learned last time the fans tried to tell me how the business works, we all just do it for fun. It's not a job, right? We learned all that. So we probably also all play wrestle in our backyards and our pools and wherever we can. But either way, I don't even know that I do. I disagree with the hating fans for. I mean, let me read.
There's a lot, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, how ignorant? Like, let's see. Okay, that's not. But I don't know. Someone just said something about none of that happened, asshole. You're a 60-year-old with Playboy chairs. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you trying to sound stupid? Like, how is that? In what intelligent world is that a good point? Fucking. But anyway, yeah, he gave 22 haymakers. but he missed at least 5 of them, by the way. You know, I mean, since you're throwing those numbers out there and stuff, count them again. Boom, he misses. I counted 5. That's with one elbow that he falls into, and one time just brushing his chest. Anyway, still definitely too much. So I don't even know that I disagree, but people definitely didn't like me saying I have his back. And when it comes to it, everyone is saying that he needs to be put to death. And I'm saying if Raj's position needs somebody to explain what happened, then I got his back as far as that goes. I see exactly what happened. Doesn't necessarily make him out to be the baby face, but it's easy to see what happened. And he's not in the business, so he never should have been told to get in the ring. And he was set up. Stu was set up. You know, they both, I guess, from what I know, are partially to blame, not equally. And there's consequences to everything.
Yeah. And Rob, you watched
would I do the same thing that Raja did? Absolutely not. If I was in his shoes and had his values, well, then I guess I would, because then I'd be him.
Right. But yeah, it's like, you're in the business, you know how it works. He had no clue how it works. He has a lot of growing up to do and learning to do. And on top of that, too, we don't know all his mental faculties and everything.
Bro's got a concussion. We know that.
That too.
He gets hit in the head.
And it's
that's not good. When you had your concussion after basketball, did you ever hit yourself in the head?
No,
it's a prop.
Yeah. No. I was not.
We do that to ourselves, apparently, but
right. And you saw the Stevie Richards clip too, that when they talked about it, and like Stevie basically said the whole thing too. Like he said that our business is blessed that with situations like this haven't happened yet, because a lot of pro wrestlers get in the atmosphere, the bubble that they're in of, hey, this is the pro wrestling world and this is what we're accustomed to. We think everybody else is attuned to it too, when they're really not. So that's another thing to consider for other folks.
That's true too. Like if anybody has a hard time believing that anyone thinks that or is confused about where the lines are drawn with wrestling being real or work, that's just in your bubble, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My bubble, there's plenty of people, a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of miscommunication that goes on in wrestling, or any business for that matter.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's not a pro wrestler. He shouldn't have been part of this at all.
No, definitely not. Definitely. Yeah. Boy, summertime is here. You know that song, "Won't Go Jerry," in the summertime when the weather is hot. You can fit right in. Well, hey, guess what? You can fit right into a pair of perfect jeans. The perfect jean. Look at these babies. These are my favorite pair of jeans, and I am not lying. I do have pants on, by the way. I'm just showing these for the flair of it all. And I don't mean Rick. But yes, the perfect jean is awesome. I love their product. Seriously, no joke. This is the shoot. It is straight up my favorite pair of jeans I own. I want to get more. I need to get more. And hey, I can help you guys and gals get a little bit more too. So for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc, or Google The Perfect Jean and use code RVD15 for 15% off. However you get there, but be sure to use code RVD15 at checkout to save 15% site-wide and stay perfect. The nice thing about these jeans, they're so high quality that you get free shipping. You get free exchanges. If the size doesn't fit, you must return, right? So use it. You seriously will not be disappointed, and you will be like, I kind of need to get a couple more pairs because these are great. No joke. I wear them anytime. If I'm going out on a date, boom, perfect jean on there. If I'm doing anything, want to look nice, got to wear the perfect jean. I'm going to have an audition here in August, beginning of August, Little Shop of Horrors. And you better believe I'll be wearing that pair of perfect jeans to help me feel confident and get ready to sing "Oh Suddenly Seymour" to the best of my ability. So it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code RVD15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code RVD15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that One of a Kind sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect jean, all right?